Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first official transmission of our lockdown episode of Muscle Asylum Radio. Chris looks like he's been in quarantine for at least the last 6 months with that long beard. Jimmy looks like he's eaten all of his rations. And Andre's ears have grown. That's about it. We're going to get Gally on soon when he wakes up. Obviously, he's living overseas. Can you hear me with this? Fine? Am I muffled?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I could wear this for the whole thing. What'd you say?
You should be wearing that.
I should be wearing it.
Yeah.
Do I look better, do I? It's actually really
definitely more attractive.
Speaking of more attractive, you know how they closed all the beauticians, nail places, hair salons, etc. Chicks are just going to start wearing those fucking masks anyway.
Are you having trouble operating that thing, Gretchy?
Well, did you ask me a question? I heard Jimmy talking and my headphones fell out.
That's a good question.
How have you all been? It's pretty. It's pretty safe to say that a lot has happened since the last time we recorded. Lots happened in my life, a lot has happened in everyone's lives, and a lot's happened across the world. Chris, how are you handling life at the moment? Almost in lockdown. What's your take? Look, I've kind of worked out what we're going to do with this episode. We'll talk to excuse me, baby. We'll talk to Jimmy about his conspiracy theories. Andre, we can talk about whatever you want. Chris, how's lockdown been? How's your life changed?
Well, I mean, apart from the obvious, Sunday night, then, gyms are closed. So that pretty much changed everything straight away, didn't it? So, but, I'm choosing to be positive about the whole thing. Like, there's no point sitting there and going shit, because we just have to move on to the next phase for the time being. Do what we need to do, I ordered some strings for the guitars online, so I've got plans for what I'm doing for the next few weeks. So apart from doing some work, a little bit of work and some downtime. So, yeah.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
Get back to the guitar.
Well, there's going to be a fair bit of downtime, mate. And I was on the couch the other day, sitting there for a couple of hours. I felt like a sloth, and then it just made me realise that, I've worked a fair bit of late, and even just sitting on the couch for an hour or two made me feel like a potato. So I'm going to go easy on myself and take some time.
All right, let's presume that gyms are closed for the next 6 months. What are your plans, Chris? Income-wise, making sure you don't go mental-wise. Anything got to do with your mental health, your income, whatever you think is important for this next 6 months.
Okay, well, first thing I'm not going to do is do what every other person's doing who's getting unfollowed by me at the moment. I'm sick of seeing, I'm appreciative of everyone's enthusiasm as far as working out at home. But the people at the moment capitalizing, in my opinion, with this, I'm giving out free shit with the ultimate goal of social media following when this is said and done. I'm really sorry to tell you, but when we're over this coronavirus, our landscape is going to change forever. And as we know it, we may be virus-free or wherever else afterwards, but the way that we function as humans and the things that we do after this is going to be affected by this. So whatever trends you're putting in place right now, fucking stop it. There's people out there, PTs, fitness professionals, that have got genuine programs, not just fucking star jumps and garbage in the backyard, that have got some genuine shit that should be selling it and actually making money through this period where they got no money, instead of you sitting there with your booty builder bullshit.
Give me an example of how you think the dynamic of the planet is going to change once all of this is done and dusted.
Restrictions, realization of things we can and can't do. It's the economy is the biggest thing. Like, I know we're going to touch on this afterwards, but I'm all for quarantine. I'm going to say that. I think that's the way, but at the same time, I'm not a Scott Morrison fan by any means. I think he's a dick. But at the same time, the reason it hasn't gone into full lockdown like this, and everyone's going, put it in now. Well, do it to yourselves as I'm doing it to myself. But there is a bigger picture here, and the big picture is full lockdown without precise thought is going to cause some economic issues. And that's why we're not in full lockdown already. You know, I'm not making excuses for them. I think that there's some decisions that are silly. Kids should have already been out of school. All that sort of stuff should have already been done. But I don't think it's just quite as simple as just shutting the whole thing down just like that. I think there's a lot more that goes into it. As I said, I'm all for it. I'm sitting here. I've got 10 kilos of rice on the ground over there. I've got a freezer full of meat. I've got 10 kilos of nuts. I'm pretty much set to.
How much toilet paper do you have?
I've got 20 rolls, so that's 20 weeks. I've got 6 months.
You've got a pallet. All right.
That's my side business. That you exposed me. That's how I'm going to get through this tough time.
I put a post up last night. I actually ended up deleting it because I don't want to come across as one of those people who tries to sound like an expert at this time when I really don't know. No one has a clue of what the fuck's really going on or what's happening behind closed doors. But with what you mentioned, people wanting to go into lockdown, that's what my theory was last night. It's inevitable that we're all going to be in lockdown regardless. Why not do it now? And a lot of people commented, and I was like, actually, fair enough. Like it kind of, from what I can see, it kind of has to happen in stages because, like you said, if it happened just overnight, bang, everyone's in lockdown. Yeah. Not just the economy, but you just fucking. I reckon the streets will be filled with people fucking looting at the same time.
So why do you think Trump's come out all of a sudden now and going, we want to be open by Easter? I mean, he's basically, without saying it, let's be fair, he's basically looked at the situation and gone, do you know what? Let's allow people to get it. Let people die. The collateral damage here is people dying versus the economy. And he hasn't really said it, but is that what he's getting at here? I'm not saying that's correct or it's not correct, but you know, the economy is a part of the equation. Suicide's a part of the equation. All these things are a part of the equation. And when I state this, don't send me hate mail, people. I'm sitting here at home. I've been here all fucking day. Okay, the only time I went out is I'm going to talk about this afterwards. Ask me about the rice later, okay? This is another story. So I'm doing my bit, okay? So I haven't moved, you know what I mean? I've sat here, watched TV, I've, you know, done whatever I need to do. So I'm doing my bit and I'm staying out of the road. But I'm not really sure that just slamming this thing overnight is possible. And, you know, maybe full quarantine is the only way to fix it, but it still needs to be strategic, though.
It needs to be strategic, but look, I'm going to ask Jimmy first because he put his finger up when he mentioned Trump. A lot like he's got some conspiracy behind that theory. Well, so why do you think? Well, what's the reason behind Trump saying that he'll have everything open by Easter, Jimmy?
Look, I'll talk normal, and then I can put my tinfoil hat on, and we can go down. But for what Chris is saying, Trump, before all this shit, made America fucking, their unemployment rate was the lowest, their economy was booming, etc., etc. He's a fucking business guy. So he's got to look at it from what he's good at. And this touches on what Chris was saying before regarding the people online. If you focus on what you're good at, that's the direction you're going to go because that's your strength. He's looking at this going, fuck, people are going to die regardless. If we don't get a hold of the economy, the nation's fucked. It's the same as, okay, when the gym shut on Sunday night or Monday midday, everyone went into freak mode and started doing home workouts, fucking backyard workouts, fucking shit that they actually don't know what the fuck they're doing. There's online coaches that are legit and genuine, right? If I wake up on Monday morning and go, fuck, I can't go to the gym and do my 80 sessions a week, you know what? I'm going to flip my business online, charge people the same amount of money for something that I'm not an expert at. That's fucking ripping people off and trying to make fools of people in a bad situation. Chris is an online guy. He can mold his business, but he's still online. That's his strength. That's what he does, right? With me, I woke up Monday morning and I went, you know what? I'm on 6 months holiday because I'm not going to try and flip my business model and sell to people something that I'm not good at or I'm not as good as others when they took away my strength.
Yeah.
So it's also Trump saying that because that's his strength. That's his focus and that's what he knows he's good at. Everything else is just listening to advisors, whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but don't you think any business that doesn't adapt won't survive? Like this could be 6 months. You know what I mean? And if people are only relying on personal training as their income, then they're basically fucked unless they adapt to the current situation. And then I think you put a post up about it too, Chris, about adapting
It is
to your
about that.
environment. Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
you
and if
adapt,
online is the way we've got to go, then
adapt, but have you really adapted in 24 hours?
No, no, that's once again, that's mass panic again, which is what, whether this thing's real. So I'm not downplaying it. This thing's fucking real, okay, no matter what. But fear and all this has led to all this misinformation and all this other crap that's going on at the same time, So, why not let the dust settle a little bit on this thing? Take stock. Like this week, I've just serviced my clients. I've communicated with them. I've gone, right, these are our restrictions. These are the ramifications of the moment. This is what we can do at the moment going forward, blah, blah, blah. That's going to suit some people. It's not going to suit other people. We need to accept that. We need to adapt and roll, But I think what's going to happen here is the integrity of people and the lack of, with all this mass crap that's being thrown out all of a sudden, is going to be exposed very, very quickly. And in the end of the day, the genuine people who actually give a fuck are going to shine through like they always do with everything else. So, break a leg, keep selling your free fucking crap, and let's do it.
see,
Move on.
I can kind of relate because we, as a group for World Gym, we were trying to think, what are we going to do? We're going to offer our members online content to try and keep them engaged, to try and make sure they stay motivated, to stay fit, stay healthy throughout the entire period. And it is tough. And I don't feel like I'm even qualified enough to start pretending like I know how to run 30-minute group fitness classes to film and start giving to my clients. Yeah, we've got trainers that can do that and group fitness instructors, but I do think it might be a little bit too early because, like you said, like the dust hasn't settled. We don't know what's going on, and things are changing by the hour, and that's not even an exaggeration. Things are changing by the hour. We don't know what tomorrow holds. So,
Well, see, look at it this way, mate. I feel the same way. Like, am I going to not adapt to that? Yes, I am, But the difference is I've employed an expert, someone far greater than I am, right, to start putting together some real programming. We put something up the other night on the page, which was real. Did anyone fucking do it? It's fucking hard, right? What I'm trying to say is don't send out content that isn't sincere when you only have one purpose here, right? We all want to make money. We all need to survive. But don't just, feed on the fear and just hand out garbage. We must go online. And if the gyms need to service their clients, they need to come up with some online stuff. They need to keep things moving. People need to keep moving. We need to show them that. It just, a little bit of sincerity needs to be adhered to in this situation too, not just greed,
I think I personally, and I'll move on to Andre after this because it's a good segue. But I think the best thing people need to focus on now is their nutrition more than anything because they're confined. They obviously can't exercise in their normal regimes of what they're used to, their daily routines. So it's something that they could test for themselves. They could experiment and see nutrition with very limited physical activity and how far they can see if their body composition changes. Just set themselves goals. Andre, what are your thoughts? How have you handled this situation business-wise?
From what you just said, Mark, I'm not stressing about not training, about not going to the gym, etc. I just went through 6 months of this shit when I ripped my fucking tricep off the bone, right? And when I did that, 3 days later, I went and because Andre's had about 1,000 shoulder fucking reconstructions. I said, what do you do when you can't fucking train? I go, I don't know how to eat when I can't train. Because I used to fucking eat a way that I knew I could eat with what was the way I used to train. And I learned the majority of that from Chris. But then when I couldn't train, I was like, what the fuck do I do? And in 6 months, I didn't train once. I did cardio every day. I put on 2 kilos of muscle in 6 months. So I'm not stressing about if I can't train or I can't train. That's why it's a little bit funny how people are freaking out and doing a lot of these workouts. And even though these workouts seem good and whatever, to be honest, if I did some of them, I'd probably go backwards even further and just sit on the couch.
Jimmy, you're not stressing because you have a You have a private personal gym trainer, so you're not stressing about shit. That's why you're not stressing. Andre, let's go to you.
I'm just going to take it easy for the next 7 to 10 days. I'm just going to see how things plot out. If I feel like working, I'll work. If I'm not going to stress about it. I'll be honest with you.
I didn't pick you for the type of guy that was going to be stressing at this type of situation. Well, I'm completely different. I'm prepared. I'm worried about the zombie apocalypse. I've got this thing. This is pretty cool. I told you I brought props. Check out this one, Jimmy. Look at that. If anyone's ready for the zombie apocalypse, it's fucking me. Huh?
Is that the Rambo knife?
That's a Rambo knife, yeah.
Yeah, one.
I've got a serious question though. So, with all the things in the supermarket that are being sold out, like as in Whole Foods, funny Whole Foods. So how come in a situation of crisis, Whole Foods are being bought out, and all the chemical bullshit that people try to fit into their diets while they're fucking prepping are still on the shelves? That's a legit question I want to answer to. So why is it okay to eat that chemical shit while you prep, but all of a sudden when you want to actually stay alive, you bought real whole food? I want someone to tell me the answer to that.
I think it depends where you live, because I went to Penrith the other day and there's plenty of Whole Foods left on the fruits and vegetables, everything, plenty of that left on the shelves. And
my confectionery aisle is the fullest aisle in the supermarket in all three of them near my house.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Same here.
I don't know. I just can't put together the mentality of some people at the moment and what they're doing and what they deem is important. The whole toilet paper thing, trying to explain that. Like that's an episode in itself. What do you think it was with the whole toilet paper thing? Like, do you think it started with a bunch of Asians that were obviously sending them back to China and people panicking, thinking these people are stocking up on this, they're Asian, it started in China, they must know what we're in for, and it just snowballed from there? Because
do they have toilet paper, or do they have arse hoses in China?
No, they've got toilet paper. They do send it overseas. I know they send it overseas, along with baby formula.
They don't have hoses like Thailand or other countries.
But they've been sending, say, baby formula. Like, people are losing their shit over Chinese sending baby formula overseas. They've been doing that for years and years and years, because baby formula in China is about $120 a tin. So that's why they've been sending it over.
Hey, not to sound racist, but over this last 3 weeks, have you become more racist?
We walked past, we took the baby for a walk the other day in the pram, and we walked past an old Asian couple, and the Asian spat on the floor, and I wanted to go and punch him straight in the face. Normally I just turn my nose at him and go, "You're a pig." But I was like, in the time that we're at now, and you know how they do that? Where they hock a golly and they just spit, and they don't see that as being unhygienic or anything in any way, but they just do it like it's nothing. You could be standing next to them in an elevator and they'll do it. But yeah, he just did it, and I just thought at a time like this, fucking common sense, mate. But yeah, I just felt like punching him in the face. Let's ask Andre. Are you more angry at the Chinese? Are you angry at the Chinese?
I'm not being racist.
You know me, guys. I hate every single race equally. It just depends on the day.
Let's start with these conspiracies. Where do you think this started? I want to start with Chris, because I don't know whether or not you're much of a conspiracy theorist. I know Jimmy is.
Just violent one.
Absolutely.
I think you are. All right, let's start. Let's start. I'm gonna give you two scenarios, and I'll give you two scenarios, two possible scenarios, and I want you to pick which one you think is most true and why. An Chinese man thought it'd be a good idea to eat a bat sandwich, or it's a man-made virus constructed or put together as a weapon for chemical warfare. Which one? Which one?
No, I think the theory is more simple.
Oh, go on. So it's not the bat sandwich?
No. Just what it is that the government gives the people in this country that doesn't work and contributes nothing more money, right? So that while the rest of us are out working, okay, they buy all the food in an attempt to kill all the intellectual people, so that it's left the stupid people behind, so that they all become a bunch of fucking slaves. And that's it. That's the theory.
You know what? I kind of thought that in a certain respect, because I was
It's actually a joke, but it's fucking good though, isn't it?
No, because like, first thing he's done is eliminate the one thing that keeps people fit, keeps people healthy, keeps people sane, has a massive implication on mental health. Like, if you get rid of the fitness industry, all it's going to do is increase people drinking alcohol, smoking, domestic violence. I could think of so many things, so many implications just from eliminating the whole fitness industry. And I know I'm just looking at that because we're all involved in the fitness industry, and I think it's a massive conspiracy. But
funny you said that, because Monday morning I woke up, I just wanted to go get a beer, have a slap at the pokers, and come bash on this.
So that's a normal Monday night for you.
I don't do that, but that's what I felt. And fuck, I've been weeks. But luckily they closed the RSL club, so I can't have a slap. I can still get a beer, but
what I thought was the best was yesterday's announcement with the no more than 5 people at a wedding, but 10 people at a boot camp. But 10 people at a funeral, and 7 people at a Bucks party.
Isn't it fucking funny that he said 10 people at a boot camp?
They did follow that up, though, not in defence, but they did follow it up and say, yeah, but that's essential because they're actually working and earning money versus the others not.
So like, the whole wedding industry is just for free. It makes no sense.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that that's the angle that they've gone with. They're saying, well, this person's out trying to earn a living, and
Oh, I wasn't trying to earn a living having a gym.
As a PT that trains people in gyms, I found it quite funny that tonight it rained.
Yeah, for the first time, there were people are actually trying to start outdoor boot camps. It pisses down, and it's going to be running the entire week. You know what? I'll tell you what annoys me, and with the whole gym thing. Look, fuck, it was such an emotional roller coaster to actually have my gym closed down. Like, I was gutted to have a gym closed down. I've only been open for 5 months, lifelong dream. Worked on it for 3 years, and then bang, we didn't even do anything wrong, and it shuts down. Hopefully for not too long. But what I don't understand is that he keeps introducing all of these rules and regulations, but doesn't even give them a chance to work. Like, how do you know that we're going to stage 1 to stage 2 so quickly? Like, all of these recorded cases, that increases of cases, they've been infected for a lot longer than that 1 week. They've just been recorded now. And
that's just for at least 10 to 14 days.
That's right.
Before they became symptomatic.
10 to 14 days. So these symptoms, like, he doesn't give it a chance for any change or any new regulations to actually work before he introduces another change.
It's not about the restrictions or giving it a chance to work. It's if he just turned around and 4 weeks ago said he's closing the borders, we'd have a fucking case and a half, right? But he couldn't do that because of the mass hysteria by the fucking dumb people it would cause. So now what he's doing with all the regulations, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 bullshit, is he's drip feeding it. It's like progressive overload. If I go and chuck 200 kilos on a bench press, it's going to crush me because I'm not used to it. But if I start with a bar, I put 10 kilos on, and I slowly move up to 200 kilos, 200 kilos ain't going to feel like 200 kilos if I just walk in the gym and put 200 kilos in the bar. So it's just making people used to stricter and stricter restrictions to when next week when he goes, you motherfuckers can't go outside, you go, that's okay because we couldn't go anywhere last week anyway.
Okay, so do you think that he's put these restrictions in knowing full well that the situation's only going to get worse regardless?
They've got
or is he buying time? Is he buying time to just work out the final pieces of how they're going to do this financially or economically? This has got to be 100%. The answer. Yeah, that's the only answer. I mean, like, we know we're going into lockdown. Basically, me and Andre were talking today. You know, we're pretty much in lockdown right now. Like, no matter what. I just basically rang my brother today and said, listen, make a decision because where you sleep the first night of lockdown is where you're staying. So pack your shit and get over here.
Let's get this straight. You're in lockdown and Andre's in lockup, but we'll just clear that up just so we all know. How long did you get sentenced for, Andre? 6 months? You're sweet.
But I don't reckon we'll get through the weekend without being locked down. That's me being honest. Like, I mean, it could happen as early as the next couple of days. Like, let's be fair.
What I don't get is I don't know why he's drip feeding because he's got trend data from other countries.
Yeah, so, that's what they're basing it all on.
But if they were basing it all on, they could do it fucking earlier and stop what's happening because in Italy, it took them 15 days to get to 400 and something cases. right? And now apparently 400,000 people are dead, right? Exaggeration. In Australia,
4,000. You weren't it's just times of it.
say exaggeration because when I exaggerate on a fucking post, people lose their fucking mind and tell me to go back to school. I'm not allowed in school. Okay, so Italy, 1 to 15 days, 400 and something odd cases they had on day 15. Now they've got fucking however many, a lot, right? Australia, day 1 to 15, we had 680 something cases. So on trend data alone, we're fucked. So just lock the fucking place down, freeze everything for fucking 2 to 4 weeks. Everyone's on the same playing field. Everyone can't do shit.
I'll tell you where that data's flawed, though.
Tell me, Mark.
A, we don't have as many deaths as what they do when you're comparing people infected. And B, we're testing a lot more than what they were testing overseas. So in Australia, we've tested more people than anyone else has in any other country. Our testing kits are way higher than anyone else. So,
yeah, but the main problem is, Mark, we don't have, just like America, just like Italy, we don't have enough respirator machines to go around.
Oh, 100%. No,
and already in Western Australia, anyone over the age of 65 that contracts this disease will not get a respirator machine at all.
In over 65, why? Because they're potentially too high
They're
risk,
wasted.
and it's a waste of time, waste of machine.
Yep.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
This might be a fuckwit question, but I'm going to ask it. Would it be worth your while to go out and get it now, to get a respirator, so you've got one?
If you can afford one, yeah.
No, seriously. No, what do you mean, Andre, you can afford one? All the hospitals have been told to treat every motherfucker with corona for free.
Yeah, now. You're saying now.
No.
It makes sense if you've built up an immunity for it and then you can't catch it later. But
that's insider trading. Don't put that on.
I didn't even hear what you said. You cut out then. I didn't even hear what you were saying. I saw his mouth moving, but I wasn't hearing a word coming out of your mouth.
We just got Verity fired.
Oh, well, hopefully I'll cut that part out. Andre, can you build an immunity to this? Do you know? Like if you do catch it once, if you do catch it once, are you more than likely going to catch it a second time, but it be not as dangerous as it was the first time you caught it?
I mean, don't forget the coronavirus is a type of influenza, right? We've been our immune system is designed to basically combat it if you're healthy enough. So if you don't have a compromised immune system due to your age or due to another health problem, your immune system will beat it and develop an immunity to it, and you'll live.
I've upped the trend.
What's that?
He's up the trend. He said he's up the trend.
Up the trend, or are you going to up it?
I've upped it already.
Is it? Oh, okay. So that's how you can't tell what the cough's coming from.
Elevate body temperature. And I figure, look, trend kills your sex drive, it'll kill the virus. Trend kills relationships, it'll kill the virus. Right?
What a lebo.
That's pretty good.
Oh, fuck me dead. I was looking forward to getting Gally on this because he's actually in lockdown. We're on our way. He's obviously slept in and hasn't set his alarm. We're on our way, but he's in lockdown. So, Andre, Chris, Chris, the only one left, Jimmy. What conspiracies have you got? Like, I know that you've posted a few online. There's some of them that I must admit, you post a video, I watch the whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's got a point. And then there's some where I'm like, yeah, no, it's a little bit too far-fetched. Like the whole pedophile ring thing, I don't believe that.
Why? Because you're one of them?
Yeah, okay.
Let's take on all the dark state stuff then.
Huh?
Yeah.
The dark state stuff.
What's the dark state stuff?
Haven't you watched any of the
Deep state, yeah.
the videos on that stuff? The dark state.
No, I watched that one of Ric Flair. The one with Ric Flair talking about the cult. The cult of leaders. And what's your favourite conspiracy? What do you think this is? Is it a 5G thing?
I like the 5G one. You know why? Because it's the least dark one, right? They just turned 5G on in Wuhan. bunch of motherfuckers died instantly. They blame it on Corona. There's another video of some Pommy or Irish bloke. He just said a bunch of birds had just fallen out of the sky in like Ireland or England or something. A few guys posted that online. That's a good one. I don't mind that one because it's kind of...
What's that got to do with anything? The birds fell out of the sky?
Well, because the 5G got turned on in that region as well.
Oh, okay.
So, but I don't know. That's a good one. That's an innocent one.
What's the darkest one?
The darkest one, what, would be the pedophile ring?
Yeah, so what's the theory behind that?
It's too big to go into, but...
No, it's not. We've got the time. We're not going anywhere for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
So basically the upper...
Star jumps.
The upper elite, basically like the superstars in Hollywood, the motherfuckers in the Vatican, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, all those...
This is dark state, bro.
Yeah.
This is dark state.
All those ones. So they've got a high profile pedophile ring. So to get them all out, they had to get Trump in president to be president, and it was a 3-year operation. And the election's coming up, so it's got to come to what's the word, like
fruition,
conclusion, an end.
It's got to come to an end now because there's no guarantee that he'll be re-elected, right? So they put this virus as a smokescreen to round up everyone because they arrested Epstein. It's got to do with Epstein, Weinstein, all those guys. And they think there's 147,000 signed affidavits ready to be handed out. So Italy's locked down because they're going through arresting everyone in the Vatican. California's locked down because they're going through arresting a whole lot of people there now. Tom Hanks got arrested by the AFP at Movie World. That's fucking legit. That motherfucker's a pedophile and he got arrested. What? He didn't get corona. He's arrested. I think he went back to America.
Who's going to get arrested in Australia?
AFP got him.
No. But it's happening in Australia. So is there anyone on the list that's Australian?
Not that I know of, but Tom Hanks got arrested.
What are the other ones? What are the other conspiracies?
So that's the darkest one. The other one is what is the other one? What's the other one? Let me think.
What about the one that this virus was created by the Chinese in a laboratory, so it's man-made, and destroys all the world's economy, crash the stock market so that the Chinese can buy the stock back and basically rule the world's economy.
That's the one that makes the most sense because...
At the end of the day... Yeah,
didn't Trump try and sign that trade agreement in January?
I think...
So yeah. Trump signed that trade agreement with China in January that they didn't want to sign, and Barack Obama was apparently trying to get them to sign for so many years, and he finally did it, forced their hand, and then 2 weeks later the virus got... Yeah, that one there's my favourite theory.
And like around that time too, Bill Gates resigned from Microsoft.
No, there's a list of people that are resigned.
Yeah, but he also owns the patent to this virus. You can look that up too.
Say COVID-19. Not coronavirus, because coronavirus has been around since 1960.
I've been unemployed since Monday.
I love how we have to get closer to the screen to let us know that. Don't tell no one, but...
Nothing to do. So I'm balls deep on all of them. The problem is there's so many, you get enthralled and you get excited, and then you put it online, and then you just cop a whole heap of abuse. But the abuse comes from fucking people that don't even know how to tie a shoelace. So you've got to...
That's the point. They're the ones that are going to survive this.
Yes.
They can be manipulated because they're too stupid to realise they're being manipulated, and they're just going to end up being miniature soldiers in like a little dirt war.
I'll give you an analogy. You know, if you're in a car crash and you're asleep, you're usually going to survive because you don't tense up and shit like that. Right? All these motherfuckers are just asleep. They don't know what the fuck's going on, walking into walls and shit. Right? But we know if you're aware and whatever, you're going to get taken out first. So the analogy is fall asleep in the car. Or something like that.
What about the paperless currency theory?
Like, dude, they're trying to put everything online. Schools are moving online. They're not taking cash no more.
All right, what about the survival of the fittest theory? I mean, like the strong will survive and the weak will die off. Like, aging population. I mean, how deep do you want to go into this? Is that another thing? Is it the realization that through our empathy as being humans that we keep people longer alive than what nature really intended, and that's a drag on,
Everything.
economy and all that sort of stuff. And it's a coincidence this thing's going through and wiping out the elderly. So I mean, I don't say that's what it is, but there's a million things that can line up. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, economy is going to be the thing that, when it's all said and done, is going to be the problem.
What were you saying about those in jail, Andre? Are they releasing motherfuckers in jail?
They're thinking about it. Did you see on the news today there were some inmates from Washington that actually jumped the fence and basically escaped from jail because they're worried about the coronavirus?
There's gonna be a purge.
Yeah, I mean,
100% is going to be the purge.
Well, look, we've only really been like in lockdown since Monday midday. Like not lockdown, but like heavy.
And we're already gone mad.
And people are losing their fucking shit. Especially today, I realised it a lot. Today, I realised that a whole heap. And it made me chuckle. I'm like, this is going to get real bad real fast.
See, I just want to take the piss out of some of these posts. But the thing is, because they're ridiculous, but I don't want to be seen as insensitive, because I am sensitive to the situation. Like, I take it seriously. Otherwise, I would have been outside, riding my motorbike or doing something. But some of the shit people are posting, they just really, some people actually should be, what they should do? They should place level 4 restrictions on some people's social media.
What type of posts are you talking about, though?
Mate, just people with their overload. So the content of some of the posts? I mean, seriously, like, I could be out of a job tomorrow, all this sort of stuff. Yes, we're all worried about that. Guess what? All of us, as of Monday, already are. So why are you whinging about something that's going to happen to you when we all know it's happened? We're already in that situation. Why do people always have this mentality about thinking about them fucking selves, man? We're all in the same situation. We're all going to be in the same situation. And we're the first ones. All of us are sitting there talking to each other. The positive to come out of this is we've spoken to each other more in the last 2 days than we have in the last 6 months.
Do you take solace in knowing that everyone's going to be in the same boat as what we're in? Like if it was just...
I don't take solace in it. I just think that there's no point whinging about it, and the people that are whinging about it should stop doing it, because like we're all going to be in the same situation at some point.
What's that, Jimmy?
What to say?
Prince Charles tests positive for COVID-19.
Is he a pedophile?
Why?
Is he a pedophile?
Because he's a pedophile motherfucker, right? And that's the cover. Pedophiles are fucking dropping. They go, you're going to test positive and you're going to drop off the radar. The Canadian Prime Minister, him and his fucking wife, Tom Hanks and his wife, the royal family, mate.
Yeah, but what are they going to do with them? Kill them off?
I think Trump said 4 weeks. Trump said 4 weeks because it's all going to come to a head and all these motherfuckers are going to get arrested and we're going to get back to normal.
That's a massive thing. I haven't even heard Trump say that, but that's a massive thing for him to say.
He said it. He said by Easter.
Easter, the economy will be
said
back up.
parts of, not the whole thing. But okay, in this theory, Jimmy, because I'm like, I like, I don't know if I believe it, but it's good. Where do the Chinese fit into that part of that theory then?
Trump and the Chinese are working together.
Okay.
No, this is what I think. This is what I think, because for years they were battling, right, with Clinton, with Bush, and they're all corrupt motherfuckers. They blew their own fucking big building down in New York, right? So they brought in, and okay, I'll tell you why Trump is so far in this and why he hates all those motherfuckers, because he was like tight with JFK's son or brother. And he died too. JFK got assassinated, and his brother or friend or whatever, who was Trump's friend, got assassinated. That's where he ties in early in the beginning, right? Because JFK was a good dude. So from all the way back then, they get Trump in.
About JFK Jr. Yeah.
Yes. The details. Oh look, I've only really been deep in this for 2.5 days. So my fucking.
I've got a link for you.
You're still processing it, Jimmy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of information. When you go to school for the first day and you get hit with like 1,000 different things to read, and your mum goes, "What did you learn today?" Fucking nothing. Same shit.
All right. So, do you guys honestly think that post this, that our lives are not going to be different?
Yeah,
Like,
they're gonna be
honestly?
different.
Yeah, but what are they going to be the main differences, do you think? What,
It's hard to say yet, but
We're
you
either
know,
going to live in a totalitarian system, right? Or it's going to be the opposite, where greenhouse emission gases and workload will be brought all back down, and the government will be subsidising a lot of our income, and again to basically brainwash us and control us.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I tell you what, I did come to the realization over the weekend that I know absolutely fucking nothing, and that we're not getting told the truth.
but that's the majority of the people posting stuff know nothing. That's the point.
But they can't admit they know nothing. I'm posting a heap of shit because I think it's fucking interesting.
Yeah,
right?
I do too. I do it because it's being sarcastic.
Or it affects me personally. Like on Sunday night, I put a post up going, I don't even know what I put up. I probably deleted it because I fucking had a go at someone and their kids. But I put it up just to take the piss or go, fuck, this is interesting. But I know that I know nothing. All of these people that are putting these big fucking long emotional what about me posts, they think they know everything. Big difference.
Well, what about the new ones now about, the Bible and stuff that's being posted today about, God said stay in your house and all this sort of stuff, and they're even quoting passages out of the Bible. I mean, this is just going to go on forever, man. People just, all it takes is one person to go, oh, yeah, they're freezing all the home loans. They'll have to freeze the home loans. Well, that's not fact, actually, because you know what? I've been in the process at the moment for the last couple of days to try and defer the payments, and it is not fucking automatic. I can tell you that. So whoever's out there saying to you, yes, they will be lenient, and yes, they probably will do it, but I'm telling you, it's not automatic.
I couldn't do mine because it's a fixed loan. I'm not on variable. So that they said I don't have a choice.
It'll just all get frozen.
Nah.
Shut the fuck up, mate, because you don't know what you're talking about. Just because Bob's friend of so-and-so said it in passing while he probably spat in your face and now you got corona, you've got, you're saying the loans are frozen.
You know, what I'd prefer, if you did you were saying this today as well, Mark, we'd prefer if you got corona and you just turn into a zombie.
Why do you think I got my knives? Why do you think I'm wearing an army hat right now?
That'd be more fun.
So have you guys stocked up on weapons, like to keep your house safe?
I've got my knife. I've got another knife. Let me show you this one. One second. I was just going to put the battery on charge, but this one's cool. So I'll show you. How many did I show you? Did I show you one or two? I showed you one knife or two knives. I showed you the army one. I showed you this one. Look at that. It's a Batman symbol. This thing is sharp, man. How does it? Yeah, my missus bought me this. Look at that.
Did you buy that in Thailand?
No. My missus... Look at that. Throw it at someone. That is sharp, man. Yeah. No zombies are coming here.
But do you find that really... Gretchy, do you find that really distasteful, considering that's a bat knife, and the problem, this has all come from a bat?
No, I think it's relevant because of that very reason. I know the bat is coming for revenge because the bat didn't ask to get eaten.
But haven't they been
idiot eats a bat?
Haven't they been eating bats for years?
Oh look, I mean, seeing those, what are they called? The wet markets? They make me sick, man. That's next level shit. That's next level shit. As if someone isn't going to get scared. I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast. Not as good as this podcast, but it's okay. And they had a doctor who is instructing the White House on what type of measures they should take and blah blah blah. So he was a very educated guy, and he's pretty much 100% convinced that it is from the bat. But he's talking about there's that many diseases out there that there's a massive one with deers in America. Have you heard about that one, Andre?
No.
Yeah, there's
all I know is the only question I want answered: should I be blasting now or cruising? That's it.
I love all the different theories that people come up with.
It's valid.
Do you know what? What about the media though? See how the media's been involved in this since the very start. Do you reckon there's a bit of fear mongering here, Chris?
The whole thing, mate's been propelled by fear. Like whether and once again, I've got to be careful saying that because everyone go, don't take it seriously. I do take it seriously, but There's been so much talk about it, probably very little fact, and a lot of just, fear campaign, as far as the whole initial stages go. But, in saying that too, people are really stupid. And,
Just be honest.
I said that during this phase that I would write down a list of lessons that I've learned from this. And, number one on that list is people are stupid. And I sort of feel that if we're in lockdown for a month or whatever it is, or longer or whatever, I still feel at the end of that number one is going to be people are stupid.
Mine is at least 70 to 80% of the entire population are selfish and are only out for themselves. Mm. And that just shows you're a greedy motherfucker if you're stocking up on essentials and not leaving enough for anyone else, in my opinion. It's stupid. It's stupid.
What's enough for anyone else?
Look, say for instance, I go and get 3 cartons of eggs every time I go out, and the lady goes, "You can only take the 2." I say, "Fair enough, take the other one." I go, "You do realise I eat 12 eggs a day, though?" I go, "Just because everyone else has decided now I need to buy 20 cartons of eggs to stockpile, shit that goes out of date regardless. Like half of the stuff that they're buying is going to go out of date before they eat it anyway."
This is what Chris said before. These all are people that shop in the junk food section, and now they're buying all the food that we buy weekly.
They don't know how to eat it.
They don't know how to cook it.
They don't know how to cook it or eat it.
3 weeks ago, we went shopping. Oh, Verity went shopping.
Let's do a social experiment. Tell them to hold up a piece or an item that they bought and tell them to name it. Tell us what it is, motherfucker. You don't even know.
Well, let's start using the rice on their fairy bread.
You know what? The ones stockpiling those little tubs of rice. Like, seriously.
Let me go put this thing on charge.
Yeah, but they go out and they cause me to do a half a week shopping on my normal shopping day. So for the rest of the week, I had to go after work every day to make sure I had enough food for the rest of the week. So the next week I went shopping. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to buy 2 weeks worth of food because I don't want to go without again.
Well, so you know what?
Chris, let me interrupt you. Chris, let me interrupt you because I've got to put this thing on charge and I just want to show you something before. Next to my box of tissues in the bed, have a look at this guy. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen?
That's amazing.
I thought he was going to show us the sawn-off shotgun he's got there.
That's underneath the bed.
Your room, Andre.
I bought it off Andre. Anyway, go on, Chris. What were you going to say?
So everyone's showing pictures of the supermarket shelves empty, right? So I'm not saying that's not an issue. But does it not show that over time we've gone away from the small people, the small retailers, the small businesses, and relied on these people, right? And now because those shelves are empty, everyone's panicking. Well, I haven't had trouble getting any meat at all. My friend goes to a butcher shop, and every time he goes to him, he goes, "Don't buy too much. We got plenty. So this whole period, we've had no shortage. He said not to overbuy it. He sends messages and says, "Listen, we're getting a little bit low this week." So, have people really been resourceful about this thing? Are they just relying completely on Coles and Woolworths, right? That's question one. Now, everyone knows there's no rice, okay? So I got a couple of kilos sitting there, 2 kilos, because that's all I was allowed to buy the other 2 weeks ago, whatever. So I left the gym today, and God bless him, I saw one of my Indian friends. And I said, don't take this as being racist.
What's his name?
No, I can't say that.
Because you can't pronounce it.
You make up one, and that can be it, right? Yeah. And I said to him, I'm not being racist here. I said, but surely you would know where I can get some rice. And he thought it was funny. And I followed up by saying, listen, don't take it the wrong way, because if someone came up to me and said, where would you get some halloumi? I know I can tell you the answer. So either way, it's fine. And he looked at me and goes, do you know the Indian shop at such and such? And I said, no. He goes, well, do you know this street in in a suburb there in Brisbane? And I said, yes. He goes, there's an Indian shop there. They've got bulk bags. So I drove straight there, 10 minutes from the gym. And sure enough, they've got 5 10-kilo bags of rice and stacks of them. So my question is, how resourceful are people are they being? How much are they really thinking about this? And if you were in nature and you had to hunt for yourself, I'm pretty sure you'd be dead and your genes wouldn't survive. Because if you can't even work out where to find some fucking rice, then you got some problems.
Yeah, but everyone's going to two places, Woolies or Coles.
Correct. So in other words, we've shifted away from the small people and relied on the big people. And when the big people can't stock the shelves, either for whatever reason it is, whether it's logistic or whether it's genuine shortage, why have the small people still got stock? I don't know. Well, you know what? I got rice, I got meat, I'm good. And I've got a giant tiramisu.
How many exercises could you do with that 10-kilo bag of rice? Home workout.
Oh, please post that. Post the video tomorrow.
What?
Please post the video taking the piss.
All right, I will.
It would go viral.
All right.
It will go viral. If you don't do it, I'm going to do it and act like it's my idea.
Hey, is that like your idea from the other week when you looked at me from the stage?
Was I right?
100%.
Something happened on the weekend that I predicted was going to happen, and I called Chris months and months ago telling him that this was going to happen. And when it happens, I'm going to look straight at you and nod, and you're going to nod back. And it just came to fruition.
Sure enough, he looks up, sees me there, just nods at me, and I know him that I can play.
I'm assuming the way you're speaking that we're not going to know what happened.
No, you're not. I'll tell you off air, but yeah.
I do.
Andre does.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening at the show because I was too busy fucking running it.
Nah, I was running it, but yeah, it wouldn't have worked without you, I'm not going to lie. I don't even think we're going to talk about any bodybuilding this show. I think we needed to get all of this off our chest and talk about what's happening in the world. It's consumed us. Fucking, I don't have a business at right now. Not hopefully by Easter, if Trump's right, then that's America, and they're too far gone. They're way far gone in comparison to us, aren't they? Numbers wise, who's correct? I don't know how he's come up with that statistic. Do you reckon they're going to martial law?
Yeah, he's putting profit in front of people. Like Chris said, he's basically sat there, done the numbers, and gone, we're able to lose X amount of the population and maintain this portion of the economy. That's what he's concerned about.
Look, I'm sorry if I sound callous in saying that. That's what I believe the equation is.
Hey, can I ask a question?
And England's following exactly the same route as Trump, and so is Australia. And if you have a look if you have a look what the common factors are, they're all derived from the Anglo-Saxon blood.
See, I won't let my parents leave the house now.
No, they're too old, man.
Yeah, I don't let them leave the house.
My mother-in-law and my parents aren't leaving the house.
That mask, I was taking a piss with that mask, but the only reason why I bought it is for my parents. I went out and bought them. This is another thing, and you're talking about that theory about the economy with China. China apparently, I don't know, I've seen videos now that they're apparently still heavily infected, but they're claiming that they're not. Their infection rate is 0, and they're working at 100% capacity.
No, I think what it is they haven't had an increase in the infected cases. They've still got the same infection rate, but it hasn't increased.
So they've contained it.
So it's basically hit a peak, right? And it's going to maintain the peak before, and then it'll start to drop.
Yeah, and you know how you're talking about the economy dropping and China buying all our stocks and our gold and everything like that?
Yep.
I was talking to someone who works with the stock market, actually, and he's saying that they've seen some odd movement where stock would drop, someone would buy a shitload, then it would drop, someone would buy a shitload. And he's saying that it's all Chinese companies. But my business partner, who's a pharmacist, obviously they ran out of essentials like hand sanitizer and face masks. And when I showed him that video, I remember there was that guy that was speaking a bit of broken English, and he was talking about the Chinese economy buying all of our stock and everything, blah, blah, blah. I showed him that video, and while he's watching it, he gets an email from a Chinese company selling him face masks saying that we're now fully stocked. We'll send them over to Australia, and they were like double the price of what they normally would be. What a coincidence.
I've got emails from my Chinese suppliers as well with face masks. Yeah.
Are they supplying with face masks? What else do they supply with?
I can't discuss that on the. I'm sorry. Who the fuck's listening?
I was talking about fucking hand sanitizer. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about face masks. What are you talking about?
Face masks, hand sanitizer. Yeah, it's a crazy world. We've almost been going an hour. I don't think Gary's coming on.
He's probably still doing his hair and makeup.
Apparently his hair's pretty long. Do you want to meet the little man before?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, try and get a hold of him because he's obviously...
I meant the baby when I said the little man, not Gally.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think Gully.
I just got sent COVID-19 warning signs. All right,
Can you bring him over?
Yeah.
I read them out.
Why?
Fever,
Yeah.
dry cough,
Dry cough.
troubles breathing, slanty eyes, tiredness, bad driving, aching muscles, nasal congestion, short stature, runny nose, good math skills, diarrhea, black hair, brown eyes, difficulty breathing, nose kung fu, pressure in chest, and loves you long time.
Easy. Yeah. All right.
Very good. Very good.
I went to the coronavirus clinic at Penrith Hospital,
Oh, you
Penrith
did?
Hospital, on Tuesday to get tested. They wouldn't test me.
They wouldn't.
Nah, because once like you should see like have you seen any of those movies that talk about all this pandemic stuff? Like there's a couple of movies like Contagious and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you see what the doctors all like. Yeah, Contagion. That you see them all dressed up like with all their masks. It's exactly like that in a peen hospital.
What, hazmat type suits?
Yeah. And I rocked up down there, and the doctor pulled me to the side and goes, "What are you here for?" And I go, "I think I need to be tested." And he goes, "Why?" And so I gave him all my clinical background, and as soon as I mentioned my body temperature, which was 36.3, he goes, "Go home." I go, "What do you mean?" I go, "What about my pre-existing chronic condition and me having a dry cough for the last 3 days? I shouldn't get tested." He goes, "No, your body temperature's too low." He goes, "Go home, self-isolate."
But doesn't the temperature start to increase once you reach pneumonia stage, or is that as well?
No.
Straight away.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously the key factors were: have you been overseas in the last month? No. Have you been in contact with anyone who's got coronavirus? I went, how the fuck would I know?
Yeah, exactly. What a stupid question. But is that because they're low on testing kits?
I don't know.
They're trying to hold on to.
Do you guys know anyone that has this virus?
Two of my relatives in Italy have died.
Really?
Yeah.
What relatives? Like
on my dad's side. I don't know, like third or fourth or fifth cousin, whatever. You know what I mean? They're just in the bloodline. I've never met them.
How old were they?
They're old.
How did you get this information though?
I spoke to my mum and dad on when was it? Monday when I came down to see you on the drive home. I spoke to my dad because my dad's been on the phone with them.
Yeah, right. That's the thing though. People, I reckon within a week, Jimmy, you'll know at least 5.
Holy shit! Was that 7 years ago?
How did that pop up?
Because it was 7 years ago today. Really? Or maybe not today. What month is it? Yeah, look, it's around the Arnold Classic time.
What is it? I can't see it.
Looks like you about 7 weeks out.
What a freak. That's
conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
Hey, but in all honesty, with Gully, I think he's losing his fucking mind.
He is. He was about to go on another podcast tonight. That's how much he's lost it.
He's all by himself. He can only go out for takeaway. And he calls
that every half an hour for him.
Yeah, he drives around, fucking whatever.
I tried Uber Eats out for the first time last week, and I've done it 3 times since. I tried it for the first time because they offered me, I think, 75% off my first order, and I said, this is the first and the last time I'm going to do it. Fuck, it's convenient, though. It is very, very convenient. We're going to be doing a lot of Uber Eats. That's what I should invest in.
Did they just throw it at your doorstep and run, though, like a bomb?
Nah. They call you, they wait for you at the front. They were really, really nice, really friendly every single time.
That's what Australia Post is doing now. So if you've got a parcel to sign, the driver will sign it on your behalf and leave it at the front door.
Yeah, I got my booty bands delivered today, and they just threw them at the screen door.
Oh, at least I was throwing them in the bin, but anyway.
Why'd you buy booty bands for more online content? Online content?
Do some online workout.
Your brother will be cheering that he's one of the last industries alive still with barbershop.
Unbelievable, man. Like I don't know how that's. you know, like, but the funny thing is you can spend 30 minutes on a haircut. Well, barbers are doing 2 in that time, so they're fine.
Mm. Is that because maybe they stand behind them?
I don't understand it, man. Like the distancing and all these things are so inconsistent across, and how they can be policed is the issue, and that's what the whole uncertainty's about, you know.
With PTs, they don't even stand next to them. They're on the phone a metre away.
No, yeah.
Most of them.
The best part is putting $300,000, forcing 300,000 people in unemployment, and the next day all of them lining up at Centrelink back to back, smelling each other's necks.
I couldn't help myself with that one. Like I just, you know, I got online, looked at it, and went, you know what? Okay, let's have a look here. So I looked at it, and it said, I got onto MyGov because I actually got MyGov because I pay tax.
Yeah, I got MyGov.
Yeah, right. And then I had to check it recently because of Medicare, because I actually had an operation.
Yep.
Legit.
Yeah.
And then I clicked on the Centrelink link to have a look, right? And it went across and it said, just punch in your CRN. And I was like, what the fuck's that? Is that that's our license number on our license is a CRN, I think. So I put that in there. It didn't work, obviously, because it's a different CRN. So then I found out that I read further under the help button, and it said, this is a number that will be at the top of your correspondence with us. And I'm going, well, I've worked for 30 years without claiming anything. That's not a thing. I don't give a fuck, mate. I choose to work because I enjoy working. If you don't want to work and do whatever you want to do what you want to do, right? But I've never claimed anything, so I don't have a CRN. So the only way to get the CRN was, at the time, to go in and get a CRN. When the people that were already bludging, I'm going to say it, fuck it, bludging, and actually not adding anything, or contributing is a good word, they get a smooth transition from normal payment to enlarged payment, while we've got to line up amidst social restriction against social restrictive guidelines that they've set, which closed our businesses in a situation like that to collect a CRN. I mean, just fucking give us one, mate. You've got everything else of us online.
I had to. I called up for mine today, and I had an existing one because I used to claim youth allowance back when I was at uni. But I obviously don't have it because it's been 15 years since I've claimed youth allowance. More than 15 years, 18 years.
No, it should be the same one.
It's the same one, but how am I going to get the number unless I've got a letter of an email?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm going, what fucking letter? I'll destroy those fucking documents like 10.
So I
20 years ago.
called today, and I was on hold for an hour, and then I had another call come through on my phone, so I held my call on hold for Centrelink to answer this guy, this Lebo, asking me, hey, bro, how come the gym's not open? And I was like, you didn't fucking watch the news at all? Like, you're living under a rock? All gyms in Australia are closed. So when are you going to open, bro? I don't know when we're going to open. But I hung up on him and accidentally hung up on Centrelink again after I'd been on hold for an hour. So I had to recall him. I was on hold again for another 2 hours and 40 minutes before I almost hung up. And then she answered the phone and had to get my CRN.
Well, that link's actually up now. I don't know if it's old news to everyone, but if you go onto MyGov and click on the Centrelink link, it's actually got a tab you can tick now that says, I've got the intention of making a claim or something or other like that. And it does it in a electronic format.
You still have to get your CRN, though.
No, you'll get it through that. I think it eliminates that step.
I don't know if it eliminates it, but what it is it's because of all the traffic now and so many people giving up and saying, look, I've waited at Centrelink in line, I've been turned away. All it's doing is you've registered your intention. I still think you have to get your CRN, because I had to do it with staff today because I had to lay off 20 staff members on Monday. So I'm writing all their separation letters and everything because I have to give that as evidence. But I don't think I even have to do that now. But that you ticking that is just so that they know the date that you attempted to contact Centrelink, and then they'll backdate you to the date that you tick that box.
That is correct. They've said that, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe you won't need your CRN, but you definitely, it's a Centrelink reference number. You're definitely going to need one.
No,
yeah, sure. There's no doubt. But you know what? The one thing's for certain, I'm not going to quarantine myself in my fucking house, which I'm happy to do, and then go and line up next to, the population that's festering, that hangs out at that place the whole time, and to get a fucking CRN. I'll go through this period and then go and claim the whole fucking lot all at once at the end if I have to.
the people there aren't exactly prime example of the people practicing perfect hygiene.
Well, they're not really the healthiest of people too. So I mean, they're pretty much prime candidates to be carriers, hosts, or whatever else you want to call it.
Imagine if this is just being planned out. It's just a perfect plan of by a cult, by that cult that we're talking about. What was it? A dark circle? Dark? What would you call it?
Dark state.
Dark state.
But hasn't it proven if this is the case, right? Let's just say
that is not.
Let's just say it is the case, right? Let's hasn't it proven how easily there's something like this? How easy a vehicle that can be used to propagate this whole thing. Then,
well, that was another conspiracy theory that I thought because not that I thought that I read on, because it's basically a war, right? We're in a war. We're in a war against what's he calling it, Trump? An invisible enemy. So when soldiers before they go to war, they have war games. So they have war games to figure out exactly how they're going to respond to particular situations.
They ran the exact scenario in December
with
and it's
the
playing out
virus.
the exact same way. Yes.
How?
They've already done this scenario. You can look it up. I'm going to post it on our page. I'm just going to find out what it's actually called. But it's trending. It's tracking to the T of their simulation.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. It's all been planned. All right, let's wrap it up. We've been going an hour and 6 minutes, and I've got to go through and edit some shit that I don't want to post.
Congratulate the pro card winner, Christian.
Yeah. Well, let's talk bodybuilding in the next episode.
Yeah,
I knew this was going to take up most of our time, but I guarantee we're going to be talking about more current events because it's changing day by day. But it'd be interesting to get Gally on to see exactly what's going on the other side of the world. He'd have a different outlook altogether. It's like looking to the future with Gally.
I'll tell you what Gally did tell me. I told Chris this last night. His building, so where he's staying in Dallas, there's probably like maybe 600 total units in all the buildings and whatever. He got a letter stating your rent is due the 1st of April. You have a 3-day grace period. If your rent is not paid by then, here is a list of shelters that you can attend in Dallas, Texas. Please vacate your premises.
No way.
100%. Come straight from your mouth.
I thought Trump's made it law now for mortgages and landlords and no.
That's what I mean. The economy first, people second.
Yeah.
So what we were saying before then, I'm not saying they're not going to do it, and I'm not saying they're not going to allow deferments and all these other things, but they're not automatic. Okay, if you don't do anything about it, I got a letter with a line of credit that I have, which they basically said, your interest-free period of your line of credit finishes in 4 weeks. We will start you taking principal as well as interest. So, if you're getting emails like that at a time like this, then it kind of shows you that things aren't going to be automatic and you need to really plead your case. So everyone out there talking about shit being automatic and automatically frozen, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Jimmy was with me today while I got on the phone to one of my financiers, my equipment financiers, and they said because they don't borrow, they're a small finance company and they don't borrow from any of the major banks, they don't have any systems in place to deal with this type of situation, and I just have to keep paying my loan. I said I'm not earning an income, so I just blocked them. I blocked them, went to the bank and blocked their account. He goes, we're just going to start invoicing you. I go, sweet. You can't direct debit me, just invoice me. I can't pay you unless we're generating an income. It's impossible. What are you going to do?
And don't forget if you are able to defer payments on your mortgage, they're still going to charge you interest.
Yeah.
On that figure.
Yeah, they'll defer payments and then they'll add the interest onto the back end of your loan.
100%.
Yeah, but they're saying that they're doing that. They're not keeping that a secret.
Nah, you're not getting out of it scot-free.
Nah, fuck no. No way.
Scot-free, Scott Morrison.
All right, let's finish off with one instrument that you're going to learn during lockdown. Chris, you're going to go back to guitar?
Absolutely.
Jimmy?
I'm going to actually... There's a drug that the upper elite use to stay youthful. It's called adrenochrome or something along those lines. I'm going to try and work out how to make that without sacrificing young children.
I said, what instrument are you going to learn?
I've never been good at instruments. I failed playing the flute in year 2.
You mean the what was it called again?
Harmonica.
Recorder. I failed it as well. Yeah, I failed it as well.
Can you buy a harmonica and practice for a week until we record again next week?
Who?
You.
How about you buy me a harmonica?
I don't know any local harmonica shops, but I'll see what I can do. I'm sure I can get one online for you.
I'll get one sent to you. How's that sound?
Deal. If it rocks up to me, I will invest 1 hour a day until the next show, and I'll play you a tune.
We need to start a quartet.
Okay.
What instrument are you going, Andre?
Andre's the front man.
You're not on vocals. You're not on vocals. You do have a deep voice, actually. You'd probably be good on vocals. What are you?
Can't you just let me just go back to doing horticulture?
No. Pick an instrument. Pick an instrument.
Oh,
and you can't say the triangle.
Oh, fuck.
You can't say the triangle because it's not an
How
instrument.
about a tambourine?
Nah, you know what he's going to play? He's got to play the stand-up bass. That's what I reckon.
You have to have a bass. Well, we need some. We need drums. So I'll go back to drumming.
Big double bass.
I'm gonna have to make one.
Mark, when you were in your band, what did you play?
Drums.
Oh, good. So we got a drummer.
Yeah.
Did you do that because you were the fat guy in the back?
No. Do you know we used to play with a band. We were their backup band, and they were called the Unemployed Supervillains. They used to wear luchador masks when they played. Big heavy metal band. And they watched us play for the first time. My drumsticks broke 3 times. I threw them into the crowd with the shits and walked away. And they wrote a song, and you could buy it from HMV called Marky Roid Rage, and it was about me. This is a true story. It was called Marky Roid Rage. You could buy it from HMV. The band was called the Unemployed Supervillains. True story.
This is like the unemployed muscle asylum.
We are. We're all unemployed. Let's leave it there. I can't change the baby today because he's asleep. Next week. He'll be a week older. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Andre. And we'll catch us all. We're not shaving our beards. Just saying.
No, it's no beards.
Andre, can you grow a beard?
No.
Can you grow a beard or what? Or is it just bum fluff?
Bum fluff.
All right.
I'm not galley.
All right. Grow it. I want to see the bum fluff.
Fuck. All
and
right.
you can't dye it. You can't dye it. You got to let it go grey. See, I'm dyeing mine.
Mine's white.
I hope I die in the next 2 weeks.
Catch us all later. Bye.